Hey everyone, here's a short video on how to install an Autometer Procomp fuel pressure gauge. I'm going to be installing this on my 78 CJ7 Jeep. So the first place I did was look at where I wanted to install it, and as you can see, I've already mounted it on the cowl grill housing here. Simply took the mounting bracket that comes with the gauge, a couple bolts, washers, and mounted them here. By doing it this way, it allowed me to remove this piece pretty easily from the Jeep, and then also not drill any holes in my hood or my cowl right here. I originally considered putting it out here simply because as you look through the windshield in the Jeep, it's not the ideal place here. But the other consideration that I had was being able to open my hood, a little unique on a Jeep, and being able to tilt it all the way back. And as you can see here, I positioned it just so it doesn't touch. I still won't be able to drop my windshield flat on the hood, but I've never done that anyway, so I don't think that's that big of a deal. But being able to flip that hood up. The other reason I didn't put it on the hood itself was because if I ever have to remove the hood, I don't want to deal with having to screw around and removing the gauge as well, because obviously the fuel pressure line will go down and attach to the engine. So by mounting it here, you can see, I can just see sitting in the driver's seat from 20 to 80 psi through the windshield wiper, which will be just fine because this motor runs about 45 psi because of the type of engine that I have. So it is, like I mentioned, a Procomp fuel pressure gauge. I have a chrome Autometer mounting cup, and I bought a Summit stainless steel braided prep kit from Summit. So more to come. Okay, so I needed to run my steel braided line right here, and so what I did, I drilled a hole through the vent box here and through the firewall. As you can see right there, what I'll do, I'll put a grommet in there to protect the line. And then coming out, you can see behind my wiring harness, where's that? Right there. You can see where that line comes out. Now I'm attaching this, I mentioned 45 psi, I'm attaching this to my 383 small block Chevy tune port injected stroker motor. And what I'm using, if I can get in here, for a fuel pressure is the standard -4 AN fuel pressure line fitting that comes on the stock fuel rail. Now, what I do need, because I do not have enough room to attach this fuel line vertical here. Let's see, right here. There is not enough room to attach this straight up and down like that without putting a severe kink in that line. So I have on order a 90-degree fitting to attach to that, and then I can attach to this line here that is coming from Autometer. It's made to attach to the gauge, but it'll work just fine on this -4 AN fitting. So while I'm waiting on that part, the next thing I'm going to do is hook up some lights, so I have lights when I pull the switch and can run down the road at night. Okay, so this afternoon my 90-degree fitting showed up. So I got that put on there and put it on that Schrader valve. And oh, one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, even though a dash 4 AN fitting will bolt right up to it, you will have to decore the Schrader valve. Schrader valve is like a like the valve in your tires. So a pair of needle nose pliers and that just unscrewed right out to give me the correct fitting to go from the fuel rail to the AN fitting there. So as you can see, plenty of clearance now. The line goes back. You can see it comes out there, goes up into the firewall right there. So still have to put a grommet on there. There's a grommet that came with a kit. I'll get some final shots of that grommet on there before I call this quits. Speaking of that elbow swivel, the dash 4 AN fitting, this is the package that it came in, and it's Autometer part number 3274. Again, I got that from Summit. It was like 13 bucks, I think. Tried to find one locally and nobody had one. I was actually pretty surprised that most auto parts places I went into, O'Reilly's, Napa, I asked them if they carried AN fittings, and they looked at me with a blank stare and said, well, what's an AN fitting? So no luck finding it locally. I had to get it from Summit. Take a look. I also got my light wired up. So I drilled a hole, as you can see right there, put a grommet in for the wires going through into the inside. Just butt connectors right here, because these are on the outside. I used shrink wrapped them good and tight. I did have to make some additional room right here for the fitting, even though the line is plenty small enough to fit in there. Why the fitting has to go down through there. So I used a Dremel tool and made a little extra room to slot that out so the fitting will go in there. And as you can see, I got 4 foot of line. I actually probably only needed 3 foot or less, but that was the kit that I got through Summit. So got it all hooked up. There is a grommet that goes on the back of here as well that I'll throw on, but just have to bolt that down. Uses some screws, but right there is about where it would be. I just ran the 2 wires to the inside here, up underneath the dash, obviously ground, and then to the light switch there off of one of my other lights. So as you can see, it's got about 20 pounds of residual pressure there. I tested it and make sure there wasn't any leaks, no leaks, so that's good. So let me see if I can shut my light off here on my camera, and there we go. I turn the lights on so you can see what it looks like from outside the vehicle, and then when I turn the key on, well, I don't have my keys. Oh, just for a second. Zoom in here so you can actually see it. There you go. I was actually a little surprised to see it's actually running about 42 psi. So I'm going to adjust that pressure regulator to get it bumped up closer to 45 psi. But yeah, so that's a quick down and dirty of installing a fuel pressure gauge on a 78 CJ7. Thanks for watching. Okay, one last wrap up. I got the grill bolted on there. You can see what it looks like all the way around, installed. It's nice and firm. I don't think it's going to shake at all. And you can see right there I put that grommet around the fitting where it exits the gauge. And then I also put the grommet where it exits the firewall right there, so you can see what that looks like. So the only thing I have left to do is zip tie my wiring harness back up for the TPI, and I'll be wrapped up. So it ended up being pretty good. You can see right here with the hood flipped up, the clearance that I got right there is just about right. So it's still mounted on the cowl. I can see it, and I won't have to mess with the gauge if I have to take the hood off. Who knows, I might tinker with the engine some more and have to pull that hood, I don't know. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Thanks for watching.